Hi, my name is Desiree, and this is Project 4, Week 4 with Visual Frameworks. What went well this week was creating the JS file. That went really well for me. I didn't have any issues when following the tutorial videos. Even though I had the expected errors in the web console, they were pretty easy to clean up. So that went really good for me. What went not so well, I really didn't have that many issues with this assignment, but if I had to pinpoint one, I would say it was creating my drop-down menu. I was having trouble with how the function was being called at the bottom of my code with the variables listed above it, but it turned out that I had an additional colon which was throwing everything off. But now that I have created a mobile application, I would say it currently relates to the side work that I'm doing for myself to begin my demo reel for the future. Before I graduate, I plan on creating at least 3 mobile apps aside from schoolwork. Hopefully, I can find the time to do that. But problems I had that I thought were harder than I thought they would be was trying to display the image icon for the populated data in local storage. One simple function turned into a couple of hours worth of testing. The first obvious issue I had was the size of the image. It was too large, so I had to go back and resize the pixels. Then the image would not display, would just be a question mark, and I got the error message stating that the URL could not be found. But the result of that was that I was not calling it to the correct folder name, so I had to play around with that for a while before I realized what the issue was. So it's very important, always double check your folder names. But still, for some reason, it's showing, the icon is showing next to my populated data when I'm using Safari, but when you actually go into my web, it's showing as if it was before. So still trying to figure out what that is, but minor issue. I think I can get that cleared up. Things that I discovered that were easier than I thought they would be. The overall application itself was easier to complete than I thought it would be. I expected to spend a lot more time when coding because of how much was involved, but the tutorial videos, the instructor, and the help of current and previous students, it was pretty easy and a lot smoother to get everything completed. But the overall experience of building my application was fun. I learned so much in a short amount of time that we had to complete this project, although I did hit some curves along the way and spent more time on errors than I should have. But I think it's good when you run into the errors in the console and do a lot of problem solving because, once you get into the real world, we'll probably run into a lot of the errors that we experience. So the fact that we're doing so much testing, it'll help once if we run across those again, like I said. So it's always good to know exactly what you're doing when those problems occur. Now that I have created this application, it has given me so much inspiration. I want to start creating my own applications immediately. A friend of mine actually works with Luckland. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he created a game called Ruffled with my boyfriend. And if you're a gamer, you're kind of familiar with Luckland if you ever played Minecraft. The reason I'm mentioning this is because I watched as they spent like weeks creating Ruffled, and I really enjoyed the outcome, so I would not mind creating like a mobile game. I think it would be a lot of fun, but also a lot of work. And also, since my passion is fashion, I have a great idea for a mobile application for scouting models, so I plan on making an application related to that. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll pull up my mobile application and show the outcome of assignment 4. So again, my mobile application is called I Remember, and it basically allows the user to take note of something important they would like to remember about someone, and it also has the option of being reminded of this note on a certain date. So I'll go ahead and hit enter. And here's a logo I created, which is an iPhone Apple elephant. I just created something quick and simple to go along with my an elephant never forgets thing. So I'll start by filling out the form. Since we already have data stored, I won't hit the save button because I'm going to go back and show you just the display data that we created with our JSON variable. So go ahead and complete this. I'll show you that everything works. All my buttons and my date and all these input fields. And here's some CSS here. You'll see how I added some highlighting to the input fields. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and also show you the errors that you get if you don't complete the required input fields within my app. So if you hit save, you go back up and we'll notice here that the input fields are highlighted in red in the drop-down menu. So, and then it also gives you the error messages. But if you select one, so we'll go ahead and select something on the drop-down menu. So you see here, we'll go ahead and save that out, and then it shows you the remainder errors and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and clear everything out. We'll clear out the console. The local storage, and then we'll go ahead and I'll hit display data. And here is the data we created with our JSON variable to populate the local storage. And see, here's the issue that I'm having with the icon elements that are over here. So I'll go ahead and show you in Safari how it should look. So here's the icons, and here's a bigger version so you can actually see how that works. And here are my icons that are related to each one of the drop-down options that I chose. So there is my mobile application. Overall, week 4 went pretty well for me. I hope everyone did well and had a lot of success this week. So good luck in your next class.